In this video, I'm going to be making stuffed Mexican peppers. I got this recipe from allrecipes.com, and I will link it below if you want to print out the recipe for yourself. I'm going to be going by their recipe, but I'm also going to be doing things the way that I want to do them myself too. So just know that. So for example, it says you need 1 pound of ground beef. I'm using 1 pound of ground turkey. You need a package of taco seasoning mix. You need 3/4 cup water. You need, in this bowl I have in this little bowl I have 4 things. I have 2 teaspoons of chili powder, 2 teaspoons chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon garlic salt, and 1/8 teaspoon ground black pepper. You need, I'm using a bag of success rice, so boiling bag. So it says use half a cup. I don't know how much is in each one of these bags, but it says half a bag is 1 cup. So instead of a half a cup, I'm using the whole bag, so that'll be 1 cup. Then I'm using a can of tomato sauce, 3 bell peppers, some cheese. They say Colby Jack. I'm using mild cheddar because this is what we have. We also have some sharp cheddar, so if I find this isn't enough, then I can get the sharp cheddar out. I'll use that. You also need some salsa. Instead of having 2 cans of tomato sauce, I only bought 1. So if I find out I don't have enough, if it doesn't look like I have enough, I will absolutely use taco seasoning, which I have some of that too. So you might be able to hear in the background, I have my rice already boiling because I go ahead and pre-boil that. I'm going to put my turkey in a pan, and I'm going to put the turkey on just like you would ground beef and let it cook in a pan on the stove. While that is cooking, I'm also going to clean my peppers, and you do not have to boil your peppers first, but I'm going to. So you need, if you like the crunch of the bell pepper, you can absolutely just leave them just like they are and cut them and put them in the pan. When everything comes together, you'll see. However, I always, when I make stuffed peppers, I like to boil my peppers because Kevin and I don't want them to be really, really crunchy. We don't want them to be soggy either, but you don't want them to be really crunchy. So I'm going to clean these, and I'll show you how I'm gonna cut them. But right now I'm going to get my turkey in a pan, and after I wash these off, I'll come back. So if you look at my old recipe of stuffed peppers, you cut the tops off the peppers and you're actually filling it full of stuff. These are not made that way. These, you want to half them, but you see that you have all this white part in the seeds. So I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to cut around that, and I'm going to remove all of those seeds to where there's just pepper left. So this is what they're going to look like when you remove that white part. You can see it's not much waste at all, but those little seeds will want to stick. Just run them under the water and just get them off, because what you're going to do is you're going to put them in the pan on the stove, and these are going to boil for, you're probably going to boil them for, I would say 10 minutes, maybe not even that long, probably not even 10 minutes. This water's cold right now, but I've got it heating up. But I'm going to end up putting all 3, doing the same thing to all 3 peppers. Okay, so I've cooked my turkey and I drained my grease off. I'm adding my water and my can of tomato. I'm also going to add my taco seasoning mix, the whole packet, and all those spices we put together, the black pepper, the garlic, the chili, all that. And we're also going to add our cooked rice to this as well. And my peppers are boiling, and they've just been boiling for a minute, but they're already, the color is kind of leaving them, so I'll probably take them off shortly. I probably won't leave them on long at all. I took my peppers off the stove real quick. I literally only let them boil like a hard boil for like 3 minutes. Because I guess when I'm making regular stuffed peppers with green bell peppers, it takes a little bit longer for them to cook because you're cooking the whole pepper at one time. You only cut off the top and the whole pepper stays together. So I think that's why it takes longer for it to boil and get a little softer. That red really left that pepper quickly. And so it's like, ooh, I don't want those to be a mushy mess. And so that's why I went ahead and took them off. So plus they'll cook a little bit in the oven as well. So I'm gonna let this sit here. You want your oven to be preheated to 350 degrees. You also want a 9 by 13 inch pan. You can spray it or use parchment paper. I'm gonna use parchment paper. You can see I did not use 2 cans of tomato sauce. I don't think you need 2 cans of tomato sauce. I think that looks like plenty of sauce. So I'm just gonna turn this on low for a few minutes while I go prepare my peppers in the pan. So I always use a towel for this, but you can use whatever you want. I just use a clean kitchen towel, and I take the peppers and lay them out on the towel to drain some of that water, because you don't want soggy peppers. So I'm gonna lay them out here. Just like that. So I took my mixture off the stove, my meat mixture, my turkey mixture, because really you don't need to do anything with it. Just let it sit there until you get your peppers ready to go for a minute. So now I have my prepared pan. So take your peppers and lay them in the pan. And we should be able to get 3 on one side and 3 on the other side. Some of my peppers, of course, are smaller than other ones. That's just the way it is. Okay, so now you want to take that meat mixture and you want to put some of that into each pepper. And I'm going to put like a spoonful, but then I'm also going to add a little bit of cheese. And then I'll try to put another little spoonful on top. So that's how I'm gonna do it. So that way, just like when I make stuffed peppers, I try to put a layer of cheese in the middle. The original recipe that I used for stuffed like green bell peppers was you only added cheese to the top, and it was like, oh no, that is not enough cheese for this family. So I started adding, I use Velveeta cheese for that recipe. And so I started putting in half the meat, and then when I got to the middle of the pepper, I would cut a big slab of Velveeta, and then I would put the rest of the meat to fill up the pepper to the top. And then I would put a big thick slab of Velveeta on top too. So, because who wants to get to the middle of the pepper and all the cheese be gone? Nobody. Nobody. Not me. So I am going to go back and add another layer. I guess I could go ahead and fill this one. I am going to add another layer of meat to the top of these. I'm going to put these in the oven. I'm going to set a timer for 20 minutes and we'll be back. I'll let you know the total time. I've only got a little bit of cheese left. I'm not going to put that back in the fridge. Oh, and because I used a whole bag of that success rice instead of just half a cup like it said, I have tons of that meat mixture left. So what we will do is we will put it in a bowl, and we will just add cheese to it, and it'll be like a little casserole, and we'll heat it up tomorrow. Make sure when you put this in the oven, you don't put your clips in there. So we'll be back in 20 minutes. So these were in for 20 minutes, and they look so good. So I'm just going to take them and move them over to a plate. And I'll get 3 for Kevin, and I'll get 3 for me. And then, like I said, we have that extra meat left over. And if this doesn't fill us up, we can always use that meat. But we'll take these over to the table and give them a try. Okay, so if you're wondering, where do you use the salsa? You can use the salsa at the end. So once it comes out of the oven, if you want to add some
pour it on top.
Pizzazz to it, you can. But I figured we'd try it without first. It really smelled nice with that chili powder.
It smells good right now. And the peppers. The peppers are all through the house.
Okay. You have to saw through the pepper first.
Mm-hmm. Get through the skin.
Mmm.
That's good. I like that.
Oh.
Got some spice to it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what we're knocking around here. This table's something that there's a chair knocking around.
They probably couldn't hear.
It has garlic salt in it, but honestly, you don't get a lot of that. I don't know why the recipe called for 2 cans of tomato sauce. Like I said, I only bought 1 can by accident.
Yeah.
It ended up working out great.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted it to be more liquidy.
No.
Because it's got plenty of liquid.
It has plenty of liquid because you add a little bit of water to it because of your tacos.
Right.
You're adding that whole envelope of taco seasoning.
Right.
And so you're getting all those spices from the taco seasoning. So it reminds you of taco meat. The turkey, you can absolutely use ground beef like the recipe said. The only reason I used turkey is because I read on another recipe and that turkey was just as good and it was a little bit healthier for you. And people worry, I guess, about it being dry. Trust me, this is not dry at all.
Not in this situation. It's not dry.
Mm-mm.
Now, if you were to make hamburger patties out of turkey and like grill it or something like that, it is drier.
That probably would be dry. Okay, I want to try it with some salsa. I like it without. The cheese is really good. Yeah, it's plenty
spicy enough. I'll try a little bit on mine too.
Yeah, I really like salsa. But if I hadn't had any salsa, I also have a taco sauce up there. I like taco sauce too. So I think you could just use a variety of different things.
This will probably just add a little bit more of that, even more pepper kind of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And onions and garlic.
And onion, because you don't put any onion in there. You could definitely, though, make this your own. I like it more with the salsa.
There's a lot of garlic and onion, too.
Mm-hmm. I like that onion flavor in there.
Yeah.
But you could absolutely add, if you wanted to do beans, black beans.
Make it your own entirely.
You could put, a lot of people put corn, canned corn in with their Mexican, just like a Santa Fe style, whatever it is, the salads. They put corn. You can absolutely do that. But I like this quite a bit. If you don't want to do the pepper at all, you don't have to do that pepper at all. And you could just do the meat mixture and make it in a casserole bowl and put the cheese on top and bake it in the oven too. You don't have to do if you don't like bell pepper, you don't do the pepper.
Yeah, you could put that in a taco shell if you wanted to.
Yeah, because the meat mixture by itself is good without the pepper to it at all.
Although I really do like the flavor and texture of the pepper.
So you like the texture of this? Because I'll tell you, where I cut them in half and then put them in the water to boil, they didn't take near as long to boil to start to lose that color as the green ones do.
It's a little tougher than what you used to make. Because the ones she used to make, the green ones, they would really fall apart.
But I was afraid.
Yeah, these are a little tougher, but not, I mean, it's just crunchy.
These lost their color so...
I've eaten one whole half.
Oh, wow. I'm glad you like it. These lost their color so quickly, that red, that I was afraid to leave them too long because I thought, oh boy, I don't want those to get mushy.
Right. That's excellent.
But yeah, this, like I said, if you go to all recipes, I'll link the recipe below this video. This is very loosely based on what they did. They wanted you, when you put it in the oven, to cover it with aluminum foil. I didn't do that. They wanted you to bake it longer. I didn't do that. So you just really, I don't see how you could mess it up.
No, it's very flexible.
Yes, I think so. So you would make this again.
It's very, very good.
Which do you like better? Mexican
I
style?
like yours. I like your peppers better as far as the textures, and I like the Velveeta and stuff. Although I really like the spice level in these.
I do too. This is totally different.
So you take the green peppers and add the spices and stuff from this into that green pepper, and I think I would like the combination of both.
Yeah, because it just all depends. Do you want the regular, or do you want to have that spice? But I tell you what I'll do. I will link my just the regular stuffed peppers. I'll link below this video to that video. So if you want to go watch that, you can, because it has a completely different taste to it.
Yeah, it does.
So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.